Hey guys, Mr. 3D Hero here, and in today's video, I'd like to talk to you about what comes next after the Prime Titans. Now, we come to a point where, from start to finish, we've collected all the Prime Titans, and many of us have enjoyed spending our money wisely on these Prime Titans, and feel quite rewarded for them, while other people kind of disagree and said that they could have been much better. And I'm 50-50 at best. I bought some Titans that I enjoyed, and I didn't buy some other Titans because they just didn't seem that appealing to me. But now we're at a point where we have no more Prime Titans to go with, except for maybe Monarch, but nobody knows if you will get a Prime version or not. We're now at a point where we should be thinking about what comes next for the store content. Now the Prime Titans were kind of a high selling point for in-game players. The fact that you can go ahead and buy a better version of your Titan or a new sleeker version of your Titan was great and all. So if we're at the point now where we have no more Prime Titans to buy, what are they going to add in store as a replacement? So here are some ideas that I came up with that could potentially be introduced or potentially not be introduced. Now, my first idea that I thought probably that is a 50-50 chance probability of being introduced is the Prime Pilot skins. Many players have said multiple times to Respawn on forums and Reddit how they would love if Prime Pilot skins was introduced in Titanfall 2. Now we'll talk about skins from the campaign and some skins from Titanfall 1 to be introduced into multiplayer and allow us to basically pick our character and just switch to that form. Now they could do it quite a simple process. They could basically introduce the assassin class from Titanfall 1, get that assassin model, whether male or female. Once we purchase it, we would then be able to go to our character, and like the Titan, unlike when we're switching to a different Prime Titan on our Titan page, basically do a pilot model and make us go to another Prime version. And basically it will give us a different model with different clothing and features and such. However, everything else will stay the same. So if I switch from my Sonar class, I can probably switch my Sonar class to a Prime version of a Assassin class, but he'll keep all his equipment there and then. Nothing else will change except for the appearance. And I think maybe if they introduce that in the game, it will be fun and well off. A lot of people will praise it, a lot of people will probably purchase it, and depending on how they go ahead with it, whether they'll sell the character model on its own, or whether they sell it into multi-packs, I can guarantee you that a lot of players will purchase it no matter the cost. I definitely will purchase it, that's a fact. Because the fact that I can go ahead and kind of cosplay these characters will be even more better for me, and I could probably base more loadouts based around them, so it's kind of a win-win for me either way. The only argument I've heard from Respawn personally is that they don't want to introduce these kind of models in game because they want to make sure that players know what that model class is, and that's kind of weak now that they're going to use that. For newer players, maybe, but for players that have been playing since the release day, it doesn't really matter anymore because we know from instant what a character model is going to be. Whether they're going to be invisible, whether they're going to be throwing at sonar, whether they're going to be able to run really quickly or phase, we already know this and we're already prepared about this. So I hope in many turns that Respawn kind of reconsiders this and actually go ahead with this. I know they're kind of limited down onto staff and resources, but this is one of these ideas that I would love to see be introduced into Titanfall 2. The second idea now I had is the Prime Pilot helmets. Now this is also another hot topic that many players in the community also argued about. Players would love to have the ability to wear other pilots' helmets from Titanfall 1 or Titanfall 2 and basically go ahead and maybe cosplay as them. Now a lot of players say that they would love to have a Prime helmet such as the Viper helmet or Kane's helmet or even Cuban Ballistic's helmet. They would love to have that introduced into the game. And how they go about that is, I don't really have a clue. They could do the same method as I said for the Prime Pilot skins, where you just have that one option there. However, the only one issue I currently have with seeing this idea being properly coming true is that some of the helmets would seem out of proportion of the body. For example, if you look at the grapple model, you can see the helmet doesn't seem to fit very well. It seems like the helmet is much bigger for the body. The body is sleek and slim, while the helmet seems a bit too bulky. I would expect the helmet to be a bit more smaller and a bit more smoother looking. That's just one prime example. Now, some helmets may work and some helmets may not work. For example, I can't really see myself adding the Viper helmet to the cloak class model, as it just looks too odd. It has to kind of fit in and mesh well. So that's something they probably have to play around and maybe tweak on their end. But also at the same time, they have the materials and resources already there to just import this into the game. Most of the helmets are already there. They can just basically take out and rip and add on to counter models. And if they really want to basically limit this down, maybe they can get specific helmets and put them onto the current class models. That way there, we won't have to worry about, you know, it having to fit the specific class model. At that point there, all they can do is find a model that seems reasonable, get that helmet, add it to it, look at it, and see if it fits well. If it fits well, they can say, okay, that's one helmet done. If it doesn't fit well, they can say, okay, we'll find something else that fits for it. And that way then, they can still earn quite a bit of money, because this is also another option after Prime Pilot skins that a lot of players would actually pay a lot for. I can understand that if it was introduced, the amount of loadouts of cosplay that can run with this would be quite phenomenal. Lastly now, one I could probably definitely see coming in the nearby future is the custom AI voices. This was first introduced in Titanfall 1, and the voice pack basically allowed you to have a multitude of voices. You had voices from other language backgrounds, you had voices that were either high tone or low tone, you had the males, you had the females, you had a ton of voices that could fit to your Titan. And once you purchased it, you could use it for whatever Titan you wanted to. And that's a win-win when you look at it. Now, for them to reintroduce this back into Titanfall 2 would also be extremely great as well. The fact that maybe I want my Scorch to have a female voice instead, or maybe I want my Tone to have a more robotic voice to it, would be extremely well done. Now, I would pay money for this. Now, I'm not over the fence with purchasing voices, as I prefer to have kind of more visual change rather than something that happens while you go in your Titan every so often. But visually and focusedly, if you're someone that wants to focus on making a cosplay, or you want to be one of those people that wants to copy BT and Cooper, then this could work out both ways for you. If not, by all means, then it's not really much of a problem, because it's in store, you can purchase it later, or you can look at reviews, you can hear what it says, you know, you've got plenty of time to purchase. Now, one problem I can see out of all this is the fact that lack of resources for them to actually go around and actually do new stuff. Having new Prime Pilot skins, new helmet, and custom AI voices are all great and dandy, and a lot of people in the community would love to see. However, the one main issue we have with this is that Respawn have already stated that they're quite limited on people. Since most of the people are working on a new Star Wars game, this basically means that the current people here that are currently supporting Titanfall 2 are people that are just uploading content that's already been completed and doing some bug changes and updates. For them to create new content, it may or may not actually happen, depending on whether they have enough time or whether they'll actually get more people in time to actually support this. Plus, it's also EA you have to worry about. EA is the type of people that kind of want money here and now, and they want to complete projects as quickly as possible without focusing on or fixing other areas that are lacking in terms of improvements. So we have a lot of things that we do have to worry about. And the fact is, as well, some of the models that, from what I've learned as well, some of the models when created aren't created into separate pieces. They're actually created into one whole model right there and then. So that way then, if we wanted to go with, for example, a new helmet, it's not going to be as simple, we just take the head off and then replace it with a new head. It's going to be more of, they have to probably recreate the whole character again, and then recreate the helmet from scratch. That takes time, money, and resources, something that Respawn doesn't currently have at the moment. So, if we don't see it in Titanfall 2, there's a high chance that we'll probably see it in Titanfall 3. And that makes me even more hyped, if that's the case. But yeah, guys, that is what I currently have. Those are my 3 ideas that could potentially come in Titanfall 2. If not, we could probably see them in the nearby future. And if I do, then by all means, I'll probably upload it and show you all the different types that are available for you to customly purchase within your pleasure. So that's the end of the video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then leave a like, a comment, and subscribe for more. If you didn't, by all means leave a dislike. I'll understand, and I'll know where to improve on in the nearby future. So once again, guys, thank you all for watching. Do stay tuned. I'll have more videos on the way, and I hope to see you all again soon.